All right, y'all. I got one thing to say and one thing only. Welcome
to the
EagleCast.
Yeah. For the very first time, we're doing this actually face-to-face, where you can see us.
Kind of self-conscious.
And it may continue like this. I don't know how long this pandemic is going to last.
Exactly. We would like to do this all together, chilling, and record it. But unfortunately, we do not have that luxury right now because of a little thing called the coronavirus.
You might have heard of it. It's kind of underground.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a big deal recently. Hopefully not for long, though. And hopefully we'll eventually go back.
But you want to know, there's actually something else that's pretty special about this podcast. Y'all want to know what that is?
What is that, Haley?
We may not have a certain someone with us because there really isn't a need for a soundboard being over Zoom, but a certain Samuel Lee has a birthday.
Sam! It is Sam's
His birthday?
The sound guy.
So, unfortunately, he's not here because he's actually taking his dad to a clinic because he hurt his finger. But even though he's not here, we would all like to say happy birthday to Mr. Sam Lee. He's 17, correct?
Yeah, I think he's turning 17 today.
Wow.
I think we should all sing happy birthday to Sam.
Okay.
One,
on the Zoom
2,
cast.
3.
Happy birthday to Sam.
Happy birthday.
Kevin, you didn't say you.
I thought it was happy.
How the birthday song goes?
I thought you said the name of the person. Like
Oh my God.
Oh wait, it's like to you, Sam. Oh, okay.
Happy birthday, dear Sam.
Oh,
they changed the song. They remixed it. That's
they didn't.
I think so.
That's dumb.
Kevin, what?
Well, even though that was a fail, I think we got our point across.
Y'all are wrong.
Whatever, dude.
Not a whole lot of local news, seeing as we are not at school right now. I guess as far as local news goes, we'll be out until May 4th and maybe even longer. We'll see how the coronavirus goes. If it keeps growing, I'll be out for longer.
Y'all think we'll be out the whole year? School year?
Probably, but I'm not at liberty to make
be really optimistic, but I think we've just been proven wrong too many times. So at this point, I'm kind of getting ready for anything.
It was kind of crazy. We were not expecting that. I was ready to go back and do my wax museum right after spring break, and it just...
Yeah.
That's one thing that really just brightened my mood, though.
Yeah, that was a long
I wasn't prepared
project.
for that at all.
No, I hadn't started it. So I'm just very glad she hasn't even said anything about it so far. I'm sure we're going to have to do it at one point, but right now, I haven't.
No, because we got to get ready for the AP test, so probably not.
True. Yeah, that's another thing. If you haven't
which,
heard from your teachers or seen on the Eagle Eye this year, because of the pandemic, AP tests have to be online, and they're only 45 minutes long. So
and they're a lot different. There's no more multiple choice questions to stop cheating. So it's just short answer, DBQs, FRQs, stuff like that.
Wait, the whole test is only 45 minutes?
Yeah, Kevin, keep up with the program, dude.
In fact, there was
Where are you getting your news from?
The Eagle Eye.
The Eagle Eye?
Yeah, check out the Eagle Eye. I was just seeing if y'all knew. I was just testing you.
Oh, okay. Okay, Kevin.
Now, amidst the coronavirus, when there's a lot of things we can't do, like go to stores, our next segment, The More You Know, will tell you a lot about different restaurants and stores across the United States.
Hey, good one. So the more you know I have this week is actually, I think, my favorite one that we've done so far. So here it goes. Do you guys know about a man named Victor Gruen?
No.
All right. Well, Victor Gruen was an Austrian Jewish architect. And you're like, why does that matter to me? Because he actually invented the modern shopping mall. So he was born in Austria, and he immigrated to New York with a total of $8 in his pocket. But somehow,
$8 buckaroos.
$8
And he made an entire mall.
$8 to creating the modern shopping mall. For some reason, he didn't do it in New York. He actually did it in Edina, Minnesota.
Opportunity.
Minnesota.
In 1956. So his idea for the shopping mall was a lot different than what we see shopping malls as right now. He was inspired by the Vienna City Square, and he wanted the mall to be like the center of culture and people in this city. So his original idea had this complex that he wanted to have schools, hospitals, art installations, even had an aviary in it. He basically wanted it to be like the central meeting place of an entire city. And unfortunately, it didn't actually turn out that way. Specifically, one of the things that he hated about like modern times was he actually hated cars. He didn't think that they were necessary. He would rather people walk everywhere they wanted to go, and he hated parking lots. So
that just seems like very inconvenient.
Yeah. So
I don't like parking lots either, though.
Hey, you kind of have a parking lot.
You kind of need them.
They're just a lot. Sorry.
He put his parking lot like as far away from the mall as possible because he wanted people to walk to the mall. Obviously, this original concept for a mall isn't what ended up happening. Quickly, the stalls started filling up with stores and restaurants and things. They surrounded the entire thing with a parking lot, and he just eventually grew to hate them. And as more malls started popping up around the world, he hated them more and more. He is even quoted to have said, "I am often called the father of the shopping mall. I would like to take this opportunity to disclaim paternity once and for all. I refuse to pay alimony to those fatherless developments. They destroyed our cities."
I couldn't imagine going to the Tyler shopping mall, having to park my car, and then walk like a mile.
Good exercise.
Yeah, and doing no shopping there because there's no shops.
His original idea was cool, but how can he deny that everything that they did wasn't an improvement on malls?
And even just like real life too, like cars are probably a good thing.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy getting to drive and ride places, walking.
Cars are cool. I don't like parking lots. I just don't like
Kevin,
parking.
what are we gonna do without a parking lot? Where are we gonna park?
I don't know. I just want a valet to come get it. I'd rather not just have to be like, beep, beep.
Pretty bougie.
Well, this The More You Know segment, we actually have 3 different topics of discussion, all regarding restaurants or buildings, places you cannot go right now during the coronavirus. So I guess I'll share mine because this is now a 3-part segment because there's 3 of us. I have this thing called the Waffle House Index because, we are in the middle of a national crisis right now. What better federal agency to consult than FEMA, the Federal Emergency Management Agency, which has this thing called the Waffle House Index. Now, we don't have a Waffle House really in Lindale or really the area, but in places that do have Waffle Houses, they're known for essentially never shutting down. And so agencies like FEMA, which essentially gives aid to certain countries and counties after hurricanes, will decide whether or not a county is deserving of aid and how much aid that county will receive based on the local Waffle House. The Waffle House Index essentially has 3 levels. First, if the Waffle House has a full menu and is fully open, then they can essentially understand that the area has not that much damage in regards to hurricanes and flooding. But if the restaurant is closed, which is a code red, it indicates that there is severe damage or severe flooding in the area. And going forward, FEMA then knows how to allocate aid. So essentially, they're all allocating aid to certain counties based on just one restaurant in the area. Now, obviously, if there's not a Waffle House in the area, they use other ways to determine the effect of a storm, like going to the ground, using drones, taking pictures, stuff like that. But, Waffle House does never close. In fact, the Wikipedia page even has a picture of a Waffle House after a hurricane that is, though the entire foundation is gone, there are still some chairs and the sign still sitting there. Maybe to its permanent.
They can look for that in their managers when they hire them. They're like, do you have the willpower to stay open after a hurricane? Like, these are the questions.
Like, there needs to be a tornado going through your restaurant and you need to serving waffles.
Will you stay in this Waffle House until you die? Will you defend it with your dying breath?
Does anyone really like go into a Waffle House like that?
I mean, I don't think there's a drive-thru at Waffle House. Oh wait,
no, like do you eat at Waffle House?
Like in the middle of a hurricane or just now?
Just in general, have you like eaten Waffle House?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I haven't, but I also
haven't?
New one. No,
I've never eaten in a Waffle House.
I do
before.
know. I mean, it is very popular. It's like of like other places.
Just gotta be popular if it stays open for so long.
Exactly. What if they just have like a rogue manager who like doesn't have the willpower to stay open during a pandemic?
And they just close. And
closes it and like
it's a tsunami. Like trillions.
Just because one guy didn't want to go to work.
No, and it doesn't really go into a description of why they don't close down. Some of it is like some believe that's because they get a lot of their like ingredient stuff like that from like hospitals, and the same reason like that hospitals are still up is the same reason that Waffle Houses will stay open. Essentially, because, they need those like ingredients, or like hospitals and those companies that just continue to provide those ingredients to the area.
Interesting.
Other than that, there's not really a great description as to why they stay open, but I mean, they do seem to stay open, and FEMA bases their aid based on that.
Waffle House works in mysterious ways.
They do.
It does.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Kevin, I believe you're the last one. What are you going to inform us with today?
We did not save the best for last today. Mine's like,
Kevin,
compared to those. All right, fine. This is going to be a great one. Did you know that IKEA, the place that sells stuff that you build and put in your house,
furniture,
they design their whole store to mimic a maze, so you stay in there longer, and that it looks like the real life version of a magazine catalog.
Is it really like a maze? I feel like you just kind of
walk. I've never been inside IKEA.
Oh. I feel like you kind of walk on like a predestined path set by the overseers. I don't know. Like,
and then that's what they were saying. Like, you walk in and like you're supposed to see everything as if like you're like flipping through the pages of a magazine. It takes you through everything.
It does take you through literally everything they have.
Yeah. And I found that interesting. Now I'm gonna try to walk into an IKEA, once I'm legally allowed to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I know. At one point we were in an IKEA, I think with my family, and we were like halfway through, and I don't know how, but somehow I got lost, and I had no idea where to go, and it scared me. There was like
it's the maze.
Ways.
So when you say it mimics the magazine catalog, does that mean that like the order of things is the same?
I don't know if it's so much the order as if it's just like the concept of like you're going to see everything as like you're going through it. Yeah.
Makes sense.
It is a kind of weird place.
It was interesting.
Because you end it like in like a warehouse.
How many times have you been in IKEA?
I've been there once.
Oh, you seem very knowledgeable about the layout.
We talk about Zach
the two stories I shared, one of them I got lost. I don't think I'm very knowledgeable. So yeah, that's our 3 The More You Knows. I hope you learned something in the middle of this coronavirus pandemic. Amidst all the amazing teaching that you're getting from your teachers that are using a number of online services like Zoom that we're using now. And moving on, we've got our next segment, the advice section. We've got 2 pieces of advice. They were a little hard to get among the pandemic, seeing as we don't have a lot of great ways to contact people. But Lee has cooked up 2 questions, and she'll answer them right here on the podcast.
So our first question is, not very surprising. It's from an anonymous Lindo High School student. It says, how do I hold myself accountable for schoolwork during quarantine? This is similar to, I think, a question that we probably answered in the past, where it's like, how do I get my work done? But it's a lot different now, because now you have to entirely hold yourself accountable because you're not going to school the next day. But I think really it kind of boils down to the same answer. It's all about self-discipline, and it's a lot easier to force yourself to do things when you write them down and you kind of process them one at a time. So I'm sure you know that with the way that quarantine is working, the way that Lindell specifically is handling it, is all of our teachers assign us work on Monday, and then it's all due Friday or before Friday. But generally, it's all due on Friday. Mm-hmm. So it's easy to fall into the trap of doing all of your work on Friday, which, you know, I can relate to a certain extent. But it makes it a lot easier on yourself if you pace it out as you would like a normal school week, instead of forcing all that stuff onto you at the end. Additionally, since we have video, we have a unique opportunity. This is what I use to write down all of my schoolwork on. I just put it on an index card and like tape it to my desk so that I'm forced to look at it every time I walk in my room. So it reminds me of all of the stuff that I have to do. And sometimes it's just that easy.
You know where I write mine down at?
What?
I said, you know where I write mine down at?
Where? For those of you listening to
it's so smart.
It doesn't work.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't work, but I still do it.
Yeah, I've always just taken like a subject or two like a day. Like maybe if like they're short like homeworks, I will do like 2 subjects a day. But like
yeah, same.
Just like a subject a day or like a section of homework a day, you really can like sort of space it out in a way that it makes it kind of easy for you in the end. Because
if you wait till Friday,
oh yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And you have to pay attention to the specific due dates, because obviously, you know, I would prefer for everything to be due on Friday at midnight, but sometimes your teachers might make it due at 3:20 because that's when school ends, or make it due during where their period would normally be. So, like, you got to
Oh, yeah. Yesterday, I had a quiz to take in Spanish, and the Socrative thing was supposed to close at 5. And then I woke up at like 4 o'clock because I don't have the best of the pandemic. And I didn't think anything of it because I completely forgot about the quiz because I just woke up. It was about 5:45 when I realized I had to take that.
Did you take it?
Thankfully, out of the goodness of her heart, Miss Francis decided that she would keep the Socrative open for a couple more hours that day. And I actually got to take the quiz. But it was a lesson that you got to stay on top of things and pay attention to you. Otherwise, you were not going to do very well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I actually have another question. But this one's a little bit different. You know, I kind of wanted to, like, cheer us all up and everything, so I didn't want to answer another serious question. So instead, I found one that I think is kind of funny, and I want y'all to help me with it. So, one anonymous senior has this very long question to ask. Every morning, when I make my coffee, I make sure that the cream to coffee ratio comes out the same color as my dog. I've done this for months, and it's exactly the way I like it. Since I'm going to be moving out soon, and dogs don't live forever, what are some other things that I can color match my coffee to?
That's a good question, mainly because I don't drink coffee. I don't know like what color it needs to be. So I'm going to guess like a light brown is what we're looking for.
Yeah. What color is the dog?
The dog is like a light brown, kind of. Like, closer to brown than white. You know what I'm saying?
What I just do, take a picture of the dog, print it out, and then put it on your wall, and then you always know what color the dog is.
That's a good
one better.
Also, you can
go to Lowe's, find a paint card that matches the color of your dog, and paint your walls that color.
I think that you build your entire house out of the same color wood. Your dog.
Yeah, that's foolproof.
You can just look everywhere. You look up, your ceiling that is made out of wood, yeah.
I'll do you one more better.
Oh.
You trim off a tuft of your dog's hair, and then you put it on your arm, and then you will always have that reference guide right there.
I'll do you one even better.
One better?
You trim off a tuft of your dog's hair, and then clone the dog with a cloning machine that will be invented at some point. Probably not, actually.
That's right.
But anyways, you clone that dog, and then you can bring your dog with you everywhere you go.
A lot of good options here.
No, you can actually already clone your pet.
What?
Yep, I watched a documentary about it one time. It costs so much money that it's not realistic for any regular human being to do. But you can essentially clone a pet.
When you mean clone, do you mean they find another pet and then do you guys do?
They use its DNA. But I mean, it's just like a puppy again. You know what I'm saying? Like it's still, it's still born, right? So it's not like
it restarts as a puppy.
So
what?
It restarts as a puppy. That's kind of
give the DNA to a pregnant, say it's a dog. They give the DNA to a pregnant dog, right? And they make sure that dog's offspring, that one of them is exactly like your dog.
I want to get so rich one day that my dog never grows older than a puppy.
I could bring back Shadow.
Maybe. He's got millions of dollars.
Oh, nah, he's good. He's chilling. All dogs go to heaven.
Yeah. I like how very nonchalantly this person says, since dogs don't live forever. They're man, he's gonna die one day.
But I feel like at this point you should already know the correct cream to coffee ratio that you like, and you can match it to it anyway.
You've done it so often. I'm sure you drink coffee every day, so I'm sure that you've done it literally every morning. I think at this point, you don't even got to look at your dog anymore. You just wake up, and then you can do this with your eyes, with the right amount of cream.
Yeah, just practice.
Yeah, that's the advice section. Haley had a great question that wanted to make us all happy. And in the midst of this coronavirus pandemic, it's a little easy to get a little sad because you can't see anyone, social distancing and stuff like that. And so we have one new segment here today in the midst of the coronavirus called What Makes You Happy, where essentially we're just going to list what has, made our days over the entirety of this coronavirus break. Starting with Haley. Haley has something that a lot of you may relate to.
Yeah, I don't think I'm surprising anybody by saying that the thing that's made me the most happy recently is the game Animal Crossing New Horizons. If you somehow don't know what the game is, which I don't know how that's possible because it's literally everywhere over all social medias, it's the newest installment in the Animal Crossing franchise. And it's essentially kind of like this open-ended game where the goal is to fish and catch bugs and decorate your house and decorate your village and get more villagers to live there. It's obviously, there's more to it than that, but that's probably the simplest way that you can explain it. But specifically, the thing that has made me the most happy from this game is its ability to do multiplayer. So if you pay for the online service, you can play it with other people. And they can come visit your island, or you can go visit their island. And in the midst of Corona, where none of us can see our friends anymore, which really stinks and really makes all of us sad, it's obviously not the same quality as face-to-face interaction, but it's even different than just FaceTiming someone or something, because you can call them and talk to them as you're interacting with them through the game. And I think that's something that's really invaluable and something that you can't get anywhere else. I've been playing it with one of my friends who graduated 2 years ago, who I haven't talked to in forever, but I reconnected with her by playing this game, which is just super cool to me. And it's made me really happy.
That's good, Haley.
That sounds amazing. I've played Animal Crossing a bit. I haven't gotten as much into it as some other people have. But it does just make you happy.
Yeah.
It's very just calm and relaxing experience.
That's right, Zach.
Sam also informed me yesterday, because he saw my profile, that I have put 75 hours into Animal Crossing, and I've had it for 2 weeks. So.
I don't put 75 hours into anything.
Yeah. So it's maybe a little bit of an obsession at this point. But that's okay.
Nah.
You got a lot
Not
of time
yet.
now with the break.
It's only been 2 weeks.
It's been more than 2 weeks. It's been like a month.
No, she's had Animal Crossing for 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right, Zachary, your turn.
Many more weeks to come. For me, what has made me really happy over the break is essentially every night. I've just like had this thing where like I watch like a movie or two every night. And so I guess like over the break at this point, I've watched like 30 to 40 movies. And I don't know, I usually watch it with friends, like with a lot of my friends over like a bunch of different like apps and things that will allow us to watch movies with friends, stuff like Netflix Party. And essentially, just getting to watch movies with friends is a fun way to just, sort of pretend that they're there, I guess. It's a great way to like communicate during the pandemic and have a lot of fun with your friends when there's not a whole lot of ways to do it during the pandemic.
Yeah.
And yeah, getting to do that every night, that routine is generally just something nice.
Yeah.
Though it does make us stay up like very late, probably much later than we should be, up until like the very, very early morning.
Yeah, considering that you woke up at 4 p.m. the other day, it's got to be pretty late.
That was an anomaly. Won't happen again.
Are you raising your hand, Kevin?
Huh?
Are you raising your hand?
No, nothing going over here.
His brother.
I was like, don't raise your hand, bro. What about you, Kevin?
Food, just all types. My mom not comes home, but like cooks. She's already home. She cooks. Snacks, scrambled eggs have gotten me through a lot this break. Like, I've just been going through eggs like a madman.
Of all the eggs, scrambled?
What's your favorite type of egg?
I feel like a good, like, over easy egg is like way better.
You'll look like some over easy people. I'm a scrambled guy.
Yeah, you look like a scrambled guy.
Scrambled kid.
Scramble or omelets, it depends on the mood.
Oh, I had omelets last night. Oh. Eggs have been very...
Unpopular opinion, I really don't like anything else in my omelet but, like, bacon. Like, I hate cheese in an omelet. It's
You don't put cheese in it?
I hate cheese in it. Because I feel like it makes it too, like, stick. I love cheese everywhere else, but I feel like it just makes it, like, too sticky or something. But, yeah, either, like, scrambled eggs or I've been going through some Chobani yogurt. That's been really crucial. So and then sleep, too.
Has eggs been, like, your favorite food during the break?
Yeah. Definitely. It's the only food I know how to cook. So, yeah.
Yeah, I'm learning a lot how to cook this break. I've figured out. Because I just, like, I get
TikTok teaches you.
Yeah, I know. I get bored of eating the exact same, like, foods over and over. And so I'll have to, like, find new recipes. And just scrolling through your For You page definitely, like, helps a lot to find new ones.
Yeah. I saw this sandwich. They got, like, an egg and, like, they put bread in both sides of it. And then they flipped it over, put cheese, bacon, and stuff, then flipped it back over, and then they had a whole egg sandwich. You'd have to see the TikTok.
Yeah, I probably would, because I'm very confused.
That didn't make any sense to me.
I'll send it to y'all after.
Well, that's what makes all of us each happy, but one thing that makes every single one of us very happy is a new segment that we introduced in the last episode of the podcast, One Gotta Go. Except we were so indecisive this time on how many we needed that it is now 2 gotta go. So now we have 8 of them.
Yep. And our topic is one of the best topics maybe ever, and that is 2000s smash hits. We're, of course, talking about 2000s music, which, in my personal opinion, was an absolutely amazing era of music. And
yeah, these are songs that every single one of you has probably heard.
Yeah,
definitely.
Really
7 times.
And although there are a million, we narrowed it down somehow to 8. So I will read those.
It was hard.
Very hard process. We spent like 2 hours.
Exactly. Call Me Maybe, TikTok, I Got a Feeling, Dynamite, Payphone, Rolling in the Deep, When I Was Your Man, and Party Rock Anthem.
Oh, there's 9 of them.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, there's 8 of them.
I was like counting like.
Wait, do I not know how to count?
No, I guess I don't.
Zach doesn't. So, if 2 gotta go, this is a really hard choice. Who wants to go first?
Let's all choose the first one that's gonna go. Let's go around. Do the first one's gotta go. Go back around second.
Oh, this is easy for me.
All right, what's your first one?
Payphone is gone.
Payphone?
Yeah, like easily.
That's a great song.
But you're trying to get home. You gotta get home.
It's just like my least favorite one of the list by like a large margin. Like all the others I feel are iconic. I don't feel like this one really is that.
The only reason I liked Payphone that much was because there was a Kids Bop commercial back in the day, and Payphone was one of the songs on there, and I always sing along to that one part of the song.
I was literally about to say, there was this one time when I was little that the power went out, and that used to like really scare me because I was like afraid of the dark, and it was a thunderstorm outside. So I cheered myself up by playing the Kids Bop version of Payphone.
I'm telling you, fire.
Just stops. It is like the best solution to babies crying.
Yep. All right.
Haley, let's hear your take on this.
Mm-hmm.
First one.
I already know that Zach is going to hate me for this one.
Oh, no.
No.
What? This is like your least favorite one of the list.
So my least favorite one on this list has to be Call Me Maybe by Carly Rae Jepsen.
What?
I'm sorry. I like
that
Carly.
Is probably the best on the list. That is the best one on the list.
It was just, I know all of these songs are overplayed just because, you know, they're really popular. But, like, this one just feels the worst. You know?
I did not think that out of all of these songs, that this one is the most overplayed and 2 the worst.
Yeah. I mean, in my opinion, I think it is.
Oh.
I mean.
I respect
Kevin,
it.
What?
Vibe.
How?
I mean, you gotta respect it. I mean, it's her choice.
Okay. I thought you said you agree with it.
Oh, no.
Okay.
My first one, Party Rock Anthem.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting rid of that one.
I agree. That one's probably not like the greatest. It isn't a very iconic song, though.
It is.
Does LMFAO even have other songs?
They had Sorry for Party Rockin' that came out like years later.
Was that one group that was like bum bum and I know it? That one?
Yeah.
I think so, maybe.
I think so.
They had like 3 songs and then they disappeared, never to come back.
Because they're rich. Why do they have to come back?
Yeah.
People get on one-hit wonders, but like that one hit got you like millions of dollars. I'm fine with that.
No, I could be a one-hit wonder.
Exactly. We're gonna make a song, be a one-hit wonder, and then we're gonna retire.
Like, I mean, people might make fun of you, like, "Oh yeah, this guy never released a good song again." But I mean, I'd be in my mansion.
Yeah.
Well, like, who's really winning here?
Crying tears into my silk robe. Dabbing your face with money.
Well, like good music critics, we've got to choose now a second song to go. This is a little difficult, but I think the second one got to go is in the vein of Kevin, also Party Rock Anthem. Just because, like, I don't think they know more than like 7 words because they don't sing more than 7 words. Like that. Yeah. I didn't really count. I'm just taking a sort of broad guess. And while those 7 words are, you know, pretty memorable and pretty notable, they did kind of define that year. I don't think I've listened to Party Rock Anthem in the past like 7 years. So
yeah, but like back in the day, that it really did hit differently. But now it's like, it didn't hold up like the rest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Call Me Maybe. That held up.
Okay. My number, so call me
maybe. And
do you remember the song with Owl City and Carly Rae Jepsen?
What's it called?
Good time. It's always a good time.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that wasn't iconic as the Carly Rae Jepsen song of the decade.
That was my favorite. Yeah. So I hate to sound like a poser or like a copycat, but I gotta say the exact same thing. You know, Party Rock Anthem is a great song. It's good for. I'm pretty sure it's clean, so I'm pretty sure we've heard it at school dances. I feel like.
Wait, I just realized. That means that you think Party Rock Anthem is better than Call Me Maybe.
Oh, man.
Oh, what?
Zach's about to get heated.
That song, I've heard it.
This happens on every podcast. I just get angry.
Yeah, you're angry at me. Yeah, but don't stick with me, dude. Yeah, I had
all of these songs.
I feel like I remember hearing it at the Monster Mash in 6th grade.
The Monster Mash. Oh, my gosh.
I remember
It was like the first dance.
Evergreen. I don't really remember.
I remember when What Does the Fox Say played.
Oh, I hated that. I hated that song so much. All right, Kevin. Since you obviously have to have a different take than us, seeing as your first one with Party Rock Anthem, let's see what your second song to remove is. And if it is what I think it is, Kevin, I might lose my mind.
Okay, it's not what will make you mad. But there's two choices here that I'm between that it's gonna make somebody mad. I think I'm gonna get rid of I Got a Feeling.
What?
It was between that and Dynamite.
Dude, I would do Dynamite. I would do Dynamite.
No.
Yeah.
We gon' light this up just like Dynamite.
God.
Kevin.
But like, it's a good. I Got a Feeling. I like it. But I'm not getting rid of that compared to Call Me Maybe or TikTok.
Or When I Was Your Man.
When I Was Your Man. Oh, I'm not getting rid of that.
Oh, that is me and Kevin's like anthem during newspaper.
Bro. Yeah, it's got to be I Got a Feeling. I got a feeling that you're off this list. Sorry.
That feels like blasphemy.
Well, I guess now, since we have decided what our worst songs are, maybe we can like pick like our favorite song out of the list. Like what we think would be the best out of this list. Maybe we can make an EagleCast decision.
Honestly, my favorite is Payphone.
That's hard. Because When I Was Your Man, it hits harder, but Rolling in the Deep, Adele's like vocals on that are crazy.
For me, I think it's between those two and Call Me Maybe.
I mean,
when that song at first came out, Rolling in the Deep, I thought someone singing it next to me said Rolling in the Deep Blue Sea. So I thought that was the lyric the whole time and not deep.
Yeah.
I mean, you take to your Sebastian persona from Little Mermaid quite well, Kevin.
We don't mention that. I'm kidding.
All right, so out of those three, what do we think is the best?
I'm going to go with When I Was Your Man.
I do too. I think that is just like the most iconic.
Yeah.
It just transcends everything.
Unfortunately, I can't really relate to that song.
Neither can I.
No, I can't either.
But I can't relate to it, but I still love it. That's what makes it great.
No, the last time when he the last time he says, "I should have like brought you flowers and stuff." Oh, like I'm tearing up right now. Just thinking about it.
I should have got her those flowers. Oh, I did.
Yeah, I think I'm good with that choice. When I Was Your Man.
I like it.
Quite a few box.
I'm sweating a lot.
And Bruno Mars just in general. Thanks for the information, Kevin.
These last couple songs he's put out, though, not have been my favorite. Like 24 Karat, Magic.
They're very different.
I don't really like. The one I like, though, was That's What I Like, that song. That was really the only newer Bruno song I liked.
good.
I did like 24 Karat Magic.
That was one of the like most popular albums of all time, and if I remember correctly.
Really?
24 Karat Magic?
What? Didn't like every song on it do really well? Because like, I mean, I
know it was super popular. Because then he had Uptown Funk. That was super popular.
Uptown Funk was also a very big like song of the decade.
It was huge.
We could have had multiple Bruno Mars songs on here. We could have had When I Was Your Man, Uptown Funk, Grenade, Locked Out of Heaven.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. Treasure.
There's a lot of
Just the Way You Are, that song.
Keep doing what you're doing, Bruno.
Yeah, man.
You were just cooking stuff up back there, and I can't complain. Just like Kevin.
Right. I'm sure we would love to talk about Bruno Mars for the rest of forever, because there is a lot to talk about. But unfortunately, that was our last segment of the EagleCast. So that brings us to our end. I would like to say that, we touched on this a little bit in the beginning, that in the midst of Corona, I think you all know this and have been told it a million times, but I think the number one thing is to stay safe.
Stay at home.
Stay at home.
6 feet, at least.
Make sure you're washing your hands constantly.
Should be 600.
Recently, that you wear a mask anytime you go out in public. There's a bunch of tutorials of that online of how to make some with like bandanas and fabric and stuff if you need that. On top of that, also stay sane. In our What Makes Us Happy segment, we talked about some of the things that made us happy recently. I think that's really important. So find something that you like, pick up a new hobby, make sure you're keeping in contact with all your friends and stuff through FaceTime and text messaging. And this too shall pass, I think, is better to remember.
Well, that's the EagleCast. We're glad you're here, hopefully watching and listening.
I love you.
Possibly for a long time in the midst of this pandemic.
Yep.
We'll see you later.
Stay safe, stay sane, stay cool.
The EagleCast.
EagleCast.